everybody. Welcome back to the Limit Breakdown, where we break down the latest in movie, TVs, and everything going on in entertainment. Today, we're going to be giving our thoughts and reviews on the new Christmas movie, Violent Night. So, for our too long didn't watch take on Violent Night, we're giving it 3.5 hearts. That means it was a pretty good watch for what it was. There was lots of gore, lots of lots of violence, and surprisingly, lots of holiday cheer.
Yeah.
So stay tuned after the intro for our deep dive into this movie.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be reviewing Violent Night, the new Christmas movie. This was a very interesting movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, what are your thoughts on the movie?
Not what I was expected, and also everything I was expecting. Like, I saw the trailer for this movie, and both you and I looked at each other and were like, we have to watch this movie. And it was one of those, like, I wasn't expecting a whole lot from it, but it had definitely more heart than I expected it to have. It had, I expected it to be funny, but it had a lot more humor than I expected it to have. I didn't know if it was going to be one of those, like, spoofy type movies, or that was like all comedy and excess gore with it, or if they were gonna do a serious take and just like take themselves way too seriously. And I think it hit a happy medium.
Yeah, I agree. It was very entertaining. David Harper, who is Hopper in Stranger Things, is the main character. And he is, so in this movie he is Santa Claus. And I guess he's just lost hope in Christmas, lost hope in humanity. He's getting drunk while delivering presents to kids, and he's just like, ugh, generic. And he happens to come across a house has a burglary.
Well, it's supposed to be a very wealthy family.
Yeah.
That had some sort of like, I barely understood the plot because it was paper thin, but it was something along the lines of like the family came from old money and they were supposed to do some like black ops old world operation for the government where they were supposed to give out weapons to like some either communists or Nazis or something like that, but the money quote unquote disappeared, but it never actually did. They were hiding it, and so John Leguizamo plays the character that's the main burglar,
Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge, right? And of course he hates Christmas. I did love that everybody had holiday themed operation names.
Yeah. Peppermint.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scrooge. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Really good.
So that was pretty great, and of course he hates Christmas, and he's got a traumatic backstory of why he hates Christmas. And so there was a lot of things in this movie that shouldn't have worked, but did. The little girl that that was the centerfold to bringing Santa in. I thought like the amount of heart that she brought to the movie was just absolutely great. Although the one sticking point I had was I think she was supposed to be like 7 or 8, and I swear she's got to be like 12. But that's neither here nor there. But the movie had like I said a lot of the typical Christmas tropes, and the down and out characters that don't believe in Christmas anymore, the parents that are just over it, and then the kid holding on to hope for Christmas. And then
I hope my parents get together.
Yeah.
Which was a little cliche, but for this movie, I think it made sense, and I did like it.
One of the things that really, really surprised me was they gave Santa some lore.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So that was so basically Santa's now. He goes to this house and he's like, okay, I'm reluctant to save this child who happens to be good on the good list. And he's like, all right, I'm going to do what it takes. And he just starts murking people left and right. And it turns out, before he was Santa, he was a Viking
Some
warrior.
type of Viking warrior, yeah.
And he used an axe called Skull Crusher.
It was like Warhammer.
Warhammer, yeah. And he's just like, this was my weapon. And he uses a sledgehammer in the movie. And it's ridiculous.
The kills were
oh my
fantastic.
god.
The amount, it's a good thing that they literally brought in a mercenary army. So that Santa would have some like red
God.
shirts to slaughter, because it was
It was ridiculous.
it was pretty great. I love the small little homage to Home Alone with the nails on the stair and the bowling balls.
Oh, you watch Home Alone now and you're like, okay, these pranks are good, and like, you know, it's definitely gonna like hurt the person. But then, so the girl had just watched Home Alone for the first time in the movie, so she's trying to recreate those ones, but they're worse. So she tries to do the nail on the steps.
Mm-hmm.
The guy clearly, he's like, whatever, but because she had sawed the stairs, he trips and the nail goes through his face. Oh my god!
Yeah,
I was not expecting
super,
that.
Super.
Oh, so it's basically Home Alone, but the
what would actually happen?
Yes, but like, wait, oh my god, it was crazy.
The bowling balls should have been a kill.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie. And the fact that he was holding the nail like this, I was like, come on, you knew that was gonna happen. And the nail just goes through. Oh my god, that was ridiculous. It was not a very, how do you say, complex movie.
No.
Storyline was basically that Santa comes, given up, goes to a house. Coincidentally, this child is good, so he has a turn of heart. He's like, I believe in Christmas now. The family believes in Christmas. Whatever. Bad guys get cracked, and then Santa now is a killer.
Well,
that's the whole plot.
Well, it was a little more reluctant than that too. It was the what was it? He came down into the house to deliver the presents, and then he was losing his magic, so he couldn't just skadoosh back up to the roof, and then the reindeer took off, so they left him stranded. So, then
basically what I was gonna say, like overall, the plot isn't very thick.
Yeah.
What made this movie good was basically the comedy that they put in there was well timed, really good, not like overreaching.
Yeah.
And the fights, even though it's a gory, bloody movie, the fight scenes were actually good. Like, they were brutal and, like, enjoyable. You're like, ooh, that's something that can happen.
Dude, there were so many gnarly kills when he got that sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Like, he was just wrecking. And, you know, I forget his first name, but Harper.
David Harper, yeah.
David Harper, like, he's
Harper, yeah.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, you can believe that he can swing that hammer, like.
Yeah, when he was training, he just like, ugh, all right. Man, that was, ugh.
Side note, this has absolutely nothing to do with this movie, but all of this just continues to make me hungry for a Robert Baratheon movie or show or something, because I just want to see Robert crushing people with his warhammer.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's Game of Thrones fanboy. Sorry. Not sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, going back, there's not a whole lot to it, to this particular movie depth-wise. It was just a cheesy action flick. It's literally Home Alone meets Die Hard meets I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And you know, the very end where you know he fights Mr. Scrooge and he kind of like sacrifices himself, and then the little girl and her Christmas spirit brings him back to life.
Yeah.
And it was like I said, it was one of those, and they even had the Christmassy music, you know, the bells and the jingles and all that, and so it was very much like, oh, I kind of want to show this movie to my family, and then I'm like, no, can't do that.
Yes, do not show this to kids. Not good.
Not unless you got some teenagers, but.
I did enjoy the fact that they didn't make Santa Claus like overly powerful. He just like crushing people. Like, he could get hurt. He could, you know, they kidnapped him at one point.
They made it seem like he was mortal, like he could be killed. killed.
Yeah, he could be killed, so he could be hurt. So it's not like he's just overbearingly strong. He's just a good fighter.
Yeah.
He's walking around with like wounds and stuff. So I thought that aspect was really good because to deviate a lot, I think it's Marvel. So there's a actual Santa Claus in Marvel, and he is actually supposed to be one of the strongest beings. But he never does anything because he's like, I live in this bubble. But apparently that in that universe, Santa Claus is like stupid powerful. So I did like how in this movie they made him more hurtable.
Yeah. I mean, the concept of Santa as an actual being is really kind of terrifying if you think about it, because he would be omnipotent because he sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. And so like he's omnipresent because he can be everywhere at once, delivering all those presents. So like Santa, like you're right, they could have really made him very OP.
Oh my god!
But no, it was a fun take on the Christmas movie. It's a different Christmas movie, something a little bit more mature themed, and it was fun, man. It's not something that you're gonna find a lot of philosophical discussion on, but overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It might be one of my secret Christmas picks going forward.
Yeah, definitely. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There were some good quips in there that I wanted to mention. There was one where, so during the plot of the movie, they go to the secret vault, open it, and it happens the money isn't actually there. So he's like, so obviously the bad guy is Mr. Scrooge. He's like pissed. He's like, hey, where the hell is the money? And he's like, if you don't tell me where the money is, I'm gonna start shooting people randomly. And the annoying teenage kid is like, if you shoot people randomly, what if you shoot the only person that knows where the money is? And the guy's like, oh my god. He's like, it makes sense, but goddamn. And I thought that and like comedy like that, it was so good. You're like, you're right. You can't just shoot people randomly. It'd be somebody like you, like if you were in a hostage situation, it'd be somebody like you that says some smart ass thing like that, and be like, don't piss off the bad guy.
Listen, if I ever go out, just know that I went out talking trash the whole time.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts, man. If you're looking for a different, more mature take on the holiday movie, definitely give Violent Night a check out. I don't necessarily know if I'd recommend going to see it in theaters, but whenever it comes to streaming, it's gonna be added to my Christmas rotation. It was definitely enjoyable. Yeah, I wouldn't watch it with my 6-year-old, but
definitely not.
But
I agree. It's not really like a fantastic movie. Plot isn't that crazy. It's just an entertaining movie with just it's feel good at the end, but just violent with Christmas music and Santa Claus, and it is an entertaining movie.
Yeah, I liked it. So yeah, like I said, if you're into Christmas movie and you want to see something with a little bit more of an edge, definitely check it out. So as always, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's been a little while since we posted a video, so we're going to be getting back into the swing of things, posting some more stuff here over the next couple weeks, ramp everything back up next year with our full schedule. So as always, we appreciate it. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere else you can get your podcasts, and
the Tiki Taki.
Yeah, the Tiki Takis. Definitely gotta love the Tiki Takis.
All right.
But stay tuned. Thanks for all the support. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, hit the buttons. We appreciate it.